So, good morning guys. Welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. This is not the video that I had hoped that I would be making, and I'm just going to keep it pretty simple, stupid, straight to the point, and be very managerial here so we can finish the video. So basically, if you can't, I don't know what the thumbnail or the title is going to be. I don't even know yet, so it is what it is. I'm assuming you're guessing that I lost my cow, and yes, we did, overnight. And so let's talk about that for a minute and go over all of this, because this is the darkest hour of homesteading. So the noise that you're hearing in the background is James digging her grave, essentially. So I'm sort of walking away for a few minutes so you can hear me. If you followed us for over the last minimum to right before Thanksgiving, you know that my oldest dairy cow became sick, and we ended up basically discovering that it was mastitis. And we've taken you along over the past 2 weeks of all the things that we've done and whatnot, and the details of the vet. We did lance her udder. Today is Friday, okay? It should be Friday. Is it Friday? The vet came earlier in the week and we lanced the udder. And if you refer back, basically I talk about her udder. 1/4 of her udder was just eat up with mastitis, and she had actually walled it off, which is really good on her part. But she has been struggling the last 2 weeks with off and on eating. That really was the biggest challenge, was not keeping her on her feet. She stayed on her feet, but the eating was the eating and drinking. So we made the decision for the vet to go ahead and lance the quarter, because it had started getting to the point where it was basically the skin was dying. It was going to rupture. So we lanced it. She did good for about 2 days. I've been cleaning her, all that. Yesterday, by afternoon, we noticed a huge slump in her behavior. She wasn't eating again. So I hate to say this to you, but after dark last night, I said to James, I said, let's go check on her. I said, because it's really not looking good really quick. Like, it was really an overnight deal that we were floating along. We'd gotten better. We had this, and then boom. And basically late last night after dark, she was standing. The other cows came over to take some hay. She would not come. And she laid down, and I told James, I said, you need number one, I hope you're prepared for what's probably going to happen. He said yes. And I said, well, first thing in the morning, when we get up there, I'm going to give her a B complex shot, and I'm going to call the vet. The goal was just to see if we could stimulate her to eat again. Well, James came up here first, and he came back and said she didn't make it. So this is the deal. So to kind of recap what's happened here, here's another thing that I think I mentioned on a video. I had this vet has been out here twice the last 2 weeks and has done a wonderful job. He actually let us know that Miss Belle is older than we actually gave her credit for. See, this cow would have been Hamburger 10 years ago, okay? And we took her in. We've had beautiful calves with her. I learned to milk with her. She's just been an important family member, honestly. So we were trying to, do the best that we could for her and extend her life as much as we could. We thought we were actually going to win this battle, I'll be honest with you, until yesterday. I was worried for a while, and then we did well. And I spoke with the vet. The vet's already called me back this morning. He was just like, he was going over everything in his mind. And he said, if she went septic, he said, you've got one of two options here. He said she went septic, or the ketosis took her over, which is from the not eating that's affecting her liver. I think that's what did it. Based upon because even James said yesterday, he said, man, it's like all of a sudden she just dropped all of her weight. She was starting to maintain, and then boom, she just dropped, which is what he said. He said, when that hits, which is why we were telling you why we did everything that we did, you got to keep them out of ketosis. He said, because basically Once that hits and it starts affecting the liver, he said they go down like that, which is essentially what she's done within a 24-hour period or less. So I had my moment this morning. Like I said, when we got Belle back in 2014, we thought that she was only about 14 months old. Well, it actually looks like she's several years older than that. We've had a vet look at her before, twice. We've beat mastitis already with her one time. We caught it real early. And, get it. She was in milk when this happened, so I was milking her. I caught it immediately. She did fine. We did have a vet come out. And she's always been looked over, and it was interesting for him to say, how old do you think this cow is? And I was like, maybe 10 at most. He was like, honey, she's somewhere between the age of 12 and 15. So that's another factor here. The cows are running. That's another factor here that we are dealing with, which is she was a lot older than we knew. Like I said, we kept her from going to market. She was basically, that's where she was going. And we were able to give her a really wonderful home. And like the vet said the other day, he said, this cow is in very well taken care of. He said, y'all are just doing an awesome job. So this is the thing. A lot of people will tell you, don't get close to these animals, don't name them, don't make them a pet and all that stuff. The reason they do that, guys, is so they don't have to go through this type of emotion. And I don't mean that ugly. I'm saying I get it. Because, if you can detach yourself from it, you deal with a lot of these hardships a lot easier. That's just some people's way. I don't have any fault with that. I get it. But I have to say I don't choose that path. I'd rather be more connected to it. That's my path. And so I don't have any regrets on what we've done. Okay, you smell it? Don't lick the camera. We needed that moment. So here's the deal. So James is in the process of finishing covering her up, and I'm babysitting my other cows and loving on them. They definitely know something's going on. Lovey kept pushing her face into the dirt. I think animals know, but here's the bottom line, guys. Let me put this down. Let me shut this. Here, just teasing them a little bit. Keeping them busy. But here's the deal. This was going to happen. We fought against it as much and as hard as we could. We've done our best. I have no reservations in saying that over and over. I did ask the vet, I said, if she went septic, which is not what we really think happened here, I said, would this have happened with, her rupturing? He said, absolutely. He said, it was going to happen if that's the case. But it does, like I said before, I just looked at her. I want to tell you, we've put her in, and I took a break filming, and I inspected her. I took her collar and her leather collar, which I keep all my cows in leather collars, because I don't like halters. Her bag, it was fine. So I really think that her body, she's an older girl. I think she has been on the edge of ketosis like we've talked about in previous videos. I think she hit a wall, and I think that took over. That's honestly, because I've been going over this for hours in my mind, and now that I've seen her up close and I've talked to the vet and we've examined her, what I'm getting at here is this girl's probably been living on the edge. And, that's what the vet said when he first showed up. He said, if you hadn't been doing what you've been doing the last 4 or 5 days, he said, she'd already be gone. He said, there's no way. So we fought the good fight, y'all, and we're going to continue to. And I just appreciate you being here. And I think that, it's important that you know these things happen. It's very hard on a family and a farm, if I didn't say that before. And, you have to walk through it. And, some people avoid this as much as possible, and I understand that. But at the same time, there's a lesson in all of this, and you know what? I guess the Lord wanted a good old milk cow today. So she's in, I have full faith she's in good hands right now. So that's the way I view it. Thank you, Lovey. All right, guys, we will keep you posted. You know, it is what it is. So we're going to move past it. We've had our moment with her. We know what we did. We know we tried our best. We encourage you to do your best. We hope that you all learned something through this process. I know a lot of people have said over and over they had no idea that a cow would get mastitis who wasn't even in milk, and that's exactly what happened here. You have an injury that caused an infection and then and kicked in turn other health issues right on the farm. So a lot to learn here. Guys, we appreciate it. Somebody wants my attention right now, and I just want to thank you for all the kind emails and messages and comments and just encouragement. And you just don't know what that means to us right now. It means everything, and we appreciate you. Like, subscribe, and share. We're trying to beat the rain. And guys, I love you. We'll see you on the next video.